let's talk about the bull market that we're in. And I don't know, we always used to ask CZ when he'd come on about like his predictions, and he'd always have something to say, as you can imagine. So I don't know how you feel about predictions, Richard, but one thing that I think is forefront of everyone's mind in crypto right now is we are in the fourth crypto cycle. And traditionally, the cycles have been about like 4 years long, and they go up high and higher and higher and higher. And we get into what our friend Raoul Paul calls the banana zone, and things get absolutely crazy. And then things come, they crash down. We fall down, 60, 70, 80%. It feels like we are in the bull cycle, but we haven't quite hit the banana zone of like going to extremes here. That's if we take the last 3 cycles and we just kind of extrapolate that forward. Do you think that's how this cycle will play out? Or do you think this is different? Like, what are you seeing? I mean, we've never been at, say, 200 million Binance users. So at some level, this is a little bit different than where we've been in the past. What's your base prediction? Do we get another, boom bust cycle? Are there more legs in this bull market yet?
No, I think that we are in the early stage of this particular bull cycle, and that's my view, right? So if you remember, for almost more than 3/4 of 2023, we are in a pretty bad bear cycle. There's a continuation of the year before. So last year was not so great, and then market activity started to pick up towards the end of last year, right? So we are still relatively early. There are some differences in this particular bull cycle. So normally Bitcoin will hit an all-time high 6 months after the halving cycle, or 6 months or after 6 months after halving cycle. This bull cycle is different because Bitcoin reached all-time high even before the halving, right? So that is something that was not within my prediction. Towards the end of last year, I said this in some other forum. Towards the end of last year, my prediction for end of year Bitcoin price for this year is 80,000. And possibly, I think 2025 is going to be an even better year than 2024 for crypto industry in general, because the general macroeconomics condition will be much better. We're probably going to see interest rate reduction towards the end of this year. There's going to be a much better macroeconomic environment, much more enlightened interest rate environment. So I think all those will boost crypto prices even further in 2025. So my base prediction end of 2023 was 80,000 this year, 120,000 by next year. But what I didn't predict was the strong, robust inflows from the institutions after the launch of ETF. I didn't expect the ETF to be approved so quickly, so early on in the year. My prediction for ETF approval was possibly towards the end of 2024 or even 2025, right? So I think I have changed my prediction because of that. My price for end of this year is much higher than 80,000. I'm not going to give you the price, but it's much higher than my base price end of last year. And I think next year will be a much better year compared to this year. That's my view. You have seen a lot of analysts coming out, including from Standard Chartered, to say that by next year, Bitcoin should reach 200,000. If there's a squeeze, it should reach $250,000. So I think there's still some room to grow, both for Bitcoin as well as, tokens such as Ether, that where the ETF has just been approved. Again, with all this approval of ETF, it brings new liquidity, new user pool. I mentioned 15 billion has flown into the Bitcoin ETF since the beginning of the year after their approval, and that's very robust, right? We will continue to see pretty robust institutional demand on that front, and that is really very beneficial for the crypto community.
What about the total crypto market cap? So last cycle, we topped out at $3 trillion. We're at $2.77 trillion. So Bitcoin has reached all-time high, but the total crypto market cap has not. We're just under our previous all-time high. Where do you think the total crypto market cap ends up at the end of the cycle?
Another unique feature of this particular cycle, of course, we are still very early on in the cycle, right? So we have not seen the full cycle into play, but something that's pretty unique in this cycle, if you remember the past cycle, right? Normally it start off with Bitcoin rallying, and then it filter down to the other mega coins, so to say, and then slowly it goes down to the meme coins. This cycle sort of was focused on Bitcoin and then meme coins. skipping
meme points. People
a
skip
lot of
straight to the
in-betweens,
end.
right?
Yeah.
So this is unique this particular cycle is unique in that sense as well, which is something that I don't think we have quite seen in previous cycle, right? I don't remember it, but I may be wrong. But I don't think we have seen it in previous cycles. So it is quite unique. I do think that the market cap will more than easily double where it is today. That's my view. How many more times than that? 3 times, 4 times. It's very difficult to have a crystal ball to predict that, right? But again, these are my own view, not financial advice. You will easily more than double from where we are.
If you enjoyed all of that, then you'll absolutely love the Bankless newsletter. Join over 300,000 fellow readers, all for free. Click below to sign up.